Hi T-Course, this is Hindpere from Zaum. I'm one of the writers behind this collision and I'm here to answer your questions. Thank you, and it has definitely made a difference in how many people can access our game, and for this we'd like to thank Whisper Games. For a story-focused game like Discalism, it's especially important to have such dedicated team working on the localization. Translation requires a lot of creativity, and it's been inspiring to see the solutions they come up with and the love they poured into the game. Thank you for all the good wishes. Yes, we are split between London and Brighton, Brighton being a seaside town just south of London. And everyone's working from home right now. For a small studio like us, this transition has been actually quite easy because we already had quite many people working from home. And I think that gamers in general are quite well equipped to handle this lockdown. It isn't a problem for us to just stay home and play games, though I do miss seeing my colleagues in real life. We usually say that Zaum first started out as a culture movement in Tallinn, Estonia, but sometimes I feel like this term, cultural movement, is too grandiose. We were just a bunch of friends, a rather bohemian bunch of friends, who like to play pen and paper role-playing games together. And I think that coming up with a setting together was just our way to unite our talents under one project. So artists could come up with concept art and maps, while writers were just focusing on narrative and crafting stories. But of course, like back then, we were pretty working class, which is to say that we were pornographically poor and we couldn't dream of making a video game. Now, 10-15 years later, we're right now around 20 people strong. And we've all grown up, I would say. Yeah, we definitely have very strict sleeping schedules and all that, but we do try to keep true to this original spirit, which is that, well, we're mostly just friends who like to come up with ideas together. And I think now it's just that our medium has changed, but this sense of friendship hasn't. I'm afraid I can't answer this question, but I can tell you this much, that we are all busy working on the game, and if you're someone who's interested in seeing more, then I'd suggest you follow us on social media. Then you're gonna be the first one to know. But there's definitely more to come. Yes, definitely. This collision shows a mere sliver of the setting, a tiny district of a much bigger city and a much bigger world. We don't just have ideas for our next game, we have ideas for an entire generation of games. And I think our job now is to pick out the best stories to tell. But yes, I can't tell anything concrete about our next game. We're a small studio and we have been working very closely with Whisper Games, so for a lot of us the Chinese release, Chinese localization almost felt like a second release. Suddenly our work is in front of a new audience, and there's something very exciting about it, and also it's also incredibly humbling seeing your work in another language. Yeah. So it has been said that Discoalism is sometimes a rather bleak game, but I think it has been written with a lot of heart, and I hope you found that tender core and that it gave you something that you could take into your daily life, because this is how really good video games and also literature and movies, this is the kind of effect they have on me. So I hope Discoalism made your day a bit better. And I'd also really like to thank everyone for their support and feedback, and thank you for playing. Thanks.